What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Niners News here on 49ers Hive. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, Matt Llewellyn. And today we are going to be previewing what the 2021 San Francisco 49ers are going to look like. Matt, it's definitely going to look a lot different than the 2020 49ers and even exponentially more different than the 2019 49ers.
Yep.
What do you got? What are you thinking?
I mean, this is going to be extreme turnover in terms of personnel. There's going to be some guys they can bring back. I think they're going to roll over. I think the salary cap is going to be a little bit more than everybody was thinking. I'm thinking hopefully around 190, which would give the 49ers room to play with. But, I mean, Richard Sherman's likely gone. Jaquiski Tartt's likely gone. There's a ton of corners in there that are likely gone, like Jason Verrett, maybe K'Wan Williams. You're looking at offensive turnover. They weren't able to re-sign Trent Williams before the season ended. Now does he kind of like price himself out of an extension here because he is 32 going on 33 years old? He's going to command top dollar, something that even tops the David Bakhtiari deal. I don't know that with 40 upcoming free agents that the 49ers can really afford to, kind of do that. They got to look towards the draft. Jimmy Garoppolo has been pretty injury prone in his time here. He's missed double-digit games in 2 out of his 3 full seasons in San Francisco. That doesn't bode well. He's missed all or part of 26 out of 48 possible games since signing his contract, and that's just not good enough. If the best ability is availability, he hasn't been available enough. So now do you look to the draft? There's rumors out there that the 49ers could trade up or, something like that to draft another guy, but then now you're losing draft capital on top of a limited salary cap space. So, do you hamstring yourself to kind of, there's the Deshaun Watson rumors. How much can you give up? The 49ers have a lot of hard choices, and there's going to be people walking out the door. Robert Saleh is likely going to be a head coach. There's rumors that Adam Peters and Martin Mayhew may be on the move. Some of the position coaches are definitely going to be going if Saleh goes. This is going to be a completely different roster, a completely different coaching staff, a completely different team from what we saw the last 2 years. That Super Bowl window has been slammed shut by the 2020 injury bug and everything that happened with it. There's no more revenge tour. There's no more none of this stuff. That 49ers, no hot boys, none of that stuff. Everybody that was involved with that 2019 Super Bowl team, half of them are gone. And then the other half are going to be out the door pretty soon. Trent Taylor's likely gone. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, it's ridiculous. We're going to be trying to, watch these games with a player roll sheet, trying to figure out who's who. It's going to be ridiculous. I hope the fans are ready because this is not your dad's 49ers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And basically, yeah, use this as a warning, guys. It's not going to be similar, and there's going to be a ton of changes. Just like you said, coaching changes, personnel changes, front office changes. It's going to be crazy. We might have a new quarterback in San Francisco. We might have, a new left tackle. There's a bunch of moving pieces that we're not going to find out the answers to for another few months. And I think the biggest piece of it all is if Saleh leaves, and it's rumored that he has basically all but accepted the New York Jets position as we're recording this. Who knows if that changes once you're watching this, but is it DeMeco Ryans that's promoted, which I've already seen. I think either Schefter or Rappaport was tweeting out that that's likely the replacement. At least there's some continuity there with an in-house promotion. But as far as the personnel, I think that the 49ers are going to go through a pretty dramatic, and I hate to say the word rebuild, so you could say revitalization or something like that. I don't know. They're going to be stripped down and then, built back up. So however you want to phrase that.
I mean, it's going to be an overhaul. That's all you can. They're overhauling everything. Yeah. It's just that's what it is.
It really is. And, just looking down this free agent tracker list, you mentioned Trent Williams, Richard Sherman, Solomon Thomas, Jaquiski Tartt, Juszczyk, Coleman, Bourne, K'Wan. And, that's just kind of the starter guys. And then even going below that, Tom Compton, Ronald Blair, Kerry Hyder, who we mentioned in yesterday's video, McKinnon, Jordan Reed, Jason Verrett.
Yep.
There's a lot of these guys, including CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins. So, Josh
I
Rosen.
wouldn't be mad if they left, though.
No, not at all. But but just going through all the changes, Josh Rosen is a restricted free agent, I believe. So he and Jimmy Garoppolo are, right now, as it stands, are going to be the only two quarterbacks, barring any of them being brought back, as far as Mullins and Beathard, that are back on 2021. And with the cap reducing, who knows how much is going to be reduced yet. They need to make a lot of changes. I don't know if you mentioned D Ford. I might have missed that, but that's another big one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not.
They have to figure out something to do with that guy's contract because I mean, if he retires, the 49ers are responsible for that entire cap hit for that year. Like he's been available for what, 7 games in his 49ers career.
It's crazy, and I mean, there's a discussion to be had, not taking any side, as to whether they mismanaged his health. I mean, in Kansas City, from what I read, they didn't practice him at all. I mean, he didn't participate in any practices. He just played. It seems like the 49ers had him participate at least a little bit. Is that enough to completely re-aggravate or aggravate whatever injury he had and cause him to sit out for 15 games? Probably not, but who knows? There seems to be something in the water here in Santa Clara to where these players either get injured more often or don't recover as quickly, whatever the case is. D Ford, I don't know if you could count that as a major change because we barely saw him in 2020 as it was. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a major cap number, that's for sure.
That's true.
They got to do something with that. I don't know what I think they can. There must be a way that they can get out of it with at least a minimal cap savings. I'm pretty sure it might be a post June 1st cut. I'd have to look at the numbers, but I think they can move off of D Ford, and I think they will. Other people that they need to move off of, they can't do anything with Eric Armstead. That's just for sure. But Weston Richberg is another guy that's got to go. Just bitten by the injury bug. He was, when he played, he was good, and him and Jimmy Garoppolo do have a rapport. We saw that in 2019, and, it all worked out well until he got that injury. And, who's to say that didn't really derail some of what the 49ers were trying to do in that Super Bowl? So, you have your main pillar guys, you still have your George Kittle, you still have for better or worse, you still have your Robbie Gould. For better or worse, you still have your Jimmy Garoppolo. And even that isn't certain. If they decide to go a different direction, they can cut Jimmy Garoppolo for a bunch of money. I mean, this team could look completely different. I mean, we haven't even gotten into what the team's going to do at quarterback, which I think most people now have really determined is going to be either is a need right now or is going to be a need upcoming, depending on what you get out of Jimmy Garoppolo, because beyond just up and down and really just kind of average quarterback play, injuries are what's going to kill that for everybody. If he can't play, what are we stuck with? So, do you draft a guy high? Do you wait and take like a Mac Jones? It's just going to be a really interesting conundrum for Kyle Shanahan to go through, on top of all the staff turnover. So,
yep. And you mentioned, which made me crack up, Trent Taylor. There's going to be a lot of these fan favorites, so to speak. Maybe Kendrick Bourne doesn't come back. A lot of people.
I hope they bring him back.
I hope they do too, but who knows where he's thinking price-wise. So much has to fall into place in order to just even get an idea of what this team's going to look like next year. And I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to wrap my mind about how many changes are occurring simultaneously. It's a lot for one team to endure. But I think one thing is clear. The 49ers, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, all but went all in the last 2 years as their Super Bowl window. And they probably figured we'll deal with whatever havoc and whatever hell this caused after that, but hopefully we have at least one ring to show for, putting all of our eggs in this one basket. Unfortunately, they got to the dance, but they didn't, they didn't leave with the girl, so to speak. So it is what it is. That's how this Super Bowl window period, unless something happens where they get some gigantic spark at the quarterback position, or I don't know, it's likely over.
yeah. And it's one of those things where, we could be looking at another mediocre season before we get something better, before we get to a position where maybe in 2022, that's what we're looking at. And yeah, it is really unfortunate. And I think that a lot of people that are still steadfastly to this day defending Jimmy Garoppolo is because they like Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm not saying that he's not likable. I do like Jimmy. And I think that he's a serviceable starter. But again, as we've said on this show time and time again, I'm not a fan of players. Okay, players come and go. This is what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of the team. So I want the team to be in the best position possible. I'm not married to these players in terms of they have to be here or I'm super upset, and fans, a lot of the fans, they don't understand that or don't want to deal with that. So, those guys like Trent Taylor, they're going to be gone. And, it's, and in terms, we need healthy guys. Again, it's not just because Jimmy plays bad. I don't think he plays necessarily bad and they win with him, but he's out a lot. And if the rumors are true, and I'm pretty sure that they are, the NFL starting next year is going to play 17 regular season games. That's an extra game on the schedule. So now health is even more important than ever, and your availability is more important than ever. So again, get the best players that you can in here for the team. The 49ers in 2021 are going to look vastly different. And I think that, we need to rip the Band-Aid off of the wound of the fan base in 2020 to prepare them for 2021. Because if the 49ers can't turn it around, and if, like you said, things don't fall exactly in their way, we're going to be looking at another season that's kind of like this one, between a 6-10 and a 9-7 season, which is not going to get it done. There's so many holes, so much turnover, so much change that, I don't know how you can expect this team to just bounce right back to Super Bowl contention. I don't know that I can see it. But again, we'll let things play out, kind of see where they go, and see, are they going to try to retool for another run, or do they decide, hey, now's as good a time as any to do a little bit more of a rebuild situation?
Yeah, and also, they finished what did they finish with? The 12th pick or something like that? 12th. Do they think that they'll finish anywhere in the top half? Do they think they'll finish higher in the next couple of years? Do they think this is their best shot at getting blue chip guy? So we'll find this all out within the next couple of months. But I think I'll leave it with the fact, I guess, that Matt has said repeatedly on this show. After this season, Jimmy Garoppolo has now missed more games than he's played with the 49ers. So that just kind of puts it in perspective. Regardless of how good you think the guy is, he's not there more often than he is. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So
and a perfect example, by the way, if you want to know that the best ability is availability, just look at Jordan Reed and Jason Verrett. Why were we able to get them for so cheap? It's not because they're not good players. It's because they can't stay healthy. And Jimmy Garoppolo is going to quickly get that injury-prone designation. He got hurt when he filled in for Tom Brady in New England. He got hurt with the ACL in 2018. He had 2 high ankle sprains this year that were apparently different high ankle sprains. So how long do you go before you need to make another move? So we'll be previewing quarterbacks in the draft. Let's just put it that way.
Yep. But we're going to leave it with that for you guys today, guys. Said guys twice. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Niners News. If you guys like what you see, you think we're doing a good job, do us a solid. Hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate every one of you guys. Like this video, share this video. What do you think the 2021 49ers are going to look like? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. And like I said, hit that subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of 10 billion subscribers. We are getting very close.
It looks like we're getting pretty close. Closer and closer every day. Thank you as always for joining us, guys. Click the bell for notifications so you never miss another video and an opportunity to subscribe. Easy for you to say. Until next time, go Niners.